Nate, Kenny wrote at WHBC Radio. The start today, you jump out to a 33-14 lead. What was the key in that opening stanza to really put them on their heels for the rest of the game?
Well, we knew that we needed to be solid. Felt like they were going to try to establish themselves right away, and we needed to be solid in those first few minutes of the game. I thought our guys did a good job of not giving up anything easy. We did a good job of executing our offense and didn't allow them to get in transition, which allows the crowd to get into the game. Just defensively, we were connected. And trying to keep them in front and not giving them anything as far as attacking the basket, collapsing defense, which will give them open threes. So just solid effort. We wanted to establish pace, control tempo. I thought we did that throughout the game.
Jason Lloyd from The Athletic. I'm just wondering, the Cavs have a history of falling behind big and then making big runs and pulling off big comebacks. What did you think of the way you guys kind of hung in there and stuck together in the third and fourth quarter when the Cavs cut it down to 7?
We talked about that. Some of us, only a few of us, was here last year when they, swept us. And that LeBron is going to make an effort to get aggressive and start to attack even more. That's pretty much what we talked about at the halftime. Stay solid, keep the ball in front of you, rebound the basketball, and execute on the offensive end of the floor. So that's coming. They were able to make a run. I thought our guys stayed pretty poised and pretty calm in that situation. We talked about that all season long, and it was definitely needed. Tonight with this young team. You're playing against, a very good player in LeBron. He's been here a number of times. It's coming, and you have to play through that.
The Sports Animal 1390 in Youngstown. Coach, you've seen this team, the Cavaliers, 4 times, and you know how well they play from the perimeter. What did you guys do differently, if anything, to slow the Cavaliers down and force some awkward shots from three-point range?
For the most part, we did a good job of taking care of the basketball. Again, you don't want to – your offense establishes your transition defense. And we did a good job of, playing early or playing late, as we talk about. If you don't have anything early, you play late. Make this team defend so that you have a balanced floor and you can get back in transition. Once you're in the half court, keep the ball in front of you. And those are the things that our guys did. We made them shoot the ball over the top. You're not going to stop those guys, but if you can make them shoot the ball over the top, rebound the basketball, then that'll give you an opportunity.
Nate, sort of working off of that, what is the difference between good three-point defense and the other guys just missing good looks?
Controlling the ball. A lot of times threes are coming off of penetration where the defense has to collapse, and LeBron is probably better than anybody in the league at finding shooters on the perimeter. If you can keep that ball in front of you and make the ball go over the top, then you can stay home with the three-point shooters, and you can stay home and box out and rebound the basketball. So it all starts with being able to control the basketball and keep the ball in front of you.
Coming into this series, did you sense any fear on the part of your guys of the Cavs or LeBron or anything like that?
No, this team has been it's a young team, and we got 10 new players, and they've been pretty calm and poised throughout the season. This is something we condition ourselves for. We talk about being calm, clear, connected every single night. And, in a situation like this where, you're going into postseason basketball, you're going up against Cleveland, LeBron and all the things that he's done. It's going to be emotional. You're on their home court, and you're going to have to show that calmness. And you're going to have to be clear about what you need to do and connect it out there. And they've done that. we haven't paid attention to what people have been saying all season long, and we're not paying attention to, it's a new season for us, and we're not listening to what folks are saying in this postseason. Just go out and play the game, which is what they did tonight. We needed to show up, and our guys, I thought they did.
David Quinlan, ESPN. Nate, Lance Stevenson gave you guys a shot in the arm at the end of the first quarter, but they had that tech when the Cavs won their run in the third quarter. What signs do you look for when you're coaching him to see if he's online in terms of helping you or out of line and potentially hurting you?
Well, he did some good things. We knew that the eyes were going to be on both he and LeBron. And you got to control your emotions out there. You can't be drunk on emotions. And I thought we kind of lost it there for a little bit in that second half. And, we made a substitution and we was able to get it back. But, you don't want to take aggressiveness away from your players, but you got to be smart out there and calm and make good decisions.
Coach Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. You mentioned before that the Pacers, you guys didn't have the amount of guys that you had last year. Some of the guys aren't in the same series. But with Miles, it looked like he was a lot more comfortable out there this time around. Do you feel like that extra year and having had that experience last year helped him in the situation that now he's in his second year?
Yeah, again, our guys, they continue to show growth. For us, it was a test to see how they respond to tonight's game. This team has never been together in postseason basketball. We saw growth from our guys again tonight in a hostile environment, going up against, one of the better teams in the league. And they showed poise. Miles did a solid job of being patient out there, defending the basket. Victor did a nice job of recognizing matchups and taking advantage of those. And, this is the thing that we want to see from our guys is they continue to show growth, throughout the season and now into postseason.
Just a couple on Victor. I know you said earlier that you guys haven't listened to anything anybody said, but this is a question about that. Over the summer, Cavs owner Dan Gilbert was in a discussion about the trade that almost happened where Paul George came here. Instead, you sent him to Oklahoma City for Victor and Sabonis. And Dan said, I'll tell you that Indiana could have done better. Mm-hmm. Is that one that made its way into the locker room or the bulletin board or anything like that?
Someone came to me and reminded me about that. And let me, I guess, clear myself up. I haven't said anything to my guys about what people have said. I haven't used things like that as motivation. The game itself, playing the game the right way is what we use as motivation. Now, I'm sure our guys have heard that. I'm sure Victor, somebody might have told him that here in the last couple of days, but I have not used that type of information as bulletin board material. For us, it's about, going out and giving all we have, playing the game the right way, playing the game together. That has been the motivation for this group. And, so no, somebody did come to me and remind me of what he said.
And then just before you go, Oladipo wound up with 32 tonight, career playoff high for him, obviously. Just what did you think? Now taking a look back at his game.
I thought he played with a lot of confidence. I thought he made good decisions out there on the floor. We talked about some of the things that Cleveland would do. I thought he recognized those and did a good job of attacking. And he's been the guy who's created a lot of things for us on both ends of the floor.
All right, thanks everybody. Victor will be in for us. No. It usually goes with John.
What you looking at, Dave? Hi.
David Grenneman, ESPN. Ty, you could probably live with the defensive numbers. You look at the box score. Obviously, the bookends of the first quarter and the fourth quarter really got away from you. What do you think you guys failed at or didn't do up to the standard that you wanted to see?
I think defensively, I thought it was pretty good. Like you said, Oladipo had 32 points, but, scoring 98 points in our building and 45% from the field, I thought it was a good defensive effort. I thought offensively, didn't make shots, didn't take shots, just wasn't aggressive enough. And I thought their pressure really bothered us early, picking up full court with their guards, post-ups with Kevin. They try to be physical and take them out of it. So we just got to be more physical for game 2 and own our space offensively.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Ty, of course you got to watch the film to really get into the nitty-gritty, but just based off of feel from how you leave that game, do you feel like you need to change a bunch of stuff heading into game 2?
No, we need to change our mindset, just being more aggressive, being more physical. Like I said, I thought they attacked us on our offensive end, defensively getting up, pressuring us, being physical. So we just have to own our space, I think, Joe, and also being the same way defensively, which I thought was pretty good. We could be better.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. Kyle only played 4 minutes tonight. Did his foot flare up?
No.
Was that a strategy decision then?
There's no strategy. No, but he'll play more next game. I just thought when the game got out of hand and we went small, try to be faster on the floor to switch pick and rolls and give him a different look. And then at that time, just sitting there that long, I didn't want to, risk it. So, yeah.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. Ty, do you think the desire was there in the beginning or after, or what would you say?
I would say the desire was there. I just think, you can't ease into the playoffs. I thought they came in and they attacked us and they hit us first and we never was able to recover. So, you can't ease into the game. You got to be physical. You got to be mentally tough and mentally strong. And they came in and they was aggressive game 1.
Kenny Rhoda, WHBC. Ty, do you know what your best lineup is yet? This is the first time you had all 10 guys that you could play, and you used 10 and then more late in the game. But do you have an idea of what your best lineup or most comfortable lineup is yet?
Yes.
Would you like to share that? Or
No.
No? Okay.
Marla Ridney, our Akron Beacon Journal. A few things you said you wanted to caution against or didn't want to do all happened, like turnovers in the first half and didn't want to use Jordan at the point.
Just, we had some careless possessions. I think, throwing the deep ball, like, in the playoffs, you got to value every possession. And you can't make mistakes like that. If it's not there, if it's not the simple play, you just got to pull it back and just make the simple play. So as far as the point guard situation goes, G. Hill got cracked in the back, as y'all saw. And at halftime, he was pretty stiff. So he's going to try to give it a go to start the third quarter. And he was favored, so we had to get him out.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Ty, Jeff Green was such a big piece of this team in the second half of this season. What went wrong for him tonight?
I have to look at it, but he just had to be more aggressive. I think attacking the basket, being more decisive offensively. Defensively, I thought he did some good things, but just running the floor more. Playing with pace, rebounding the basketball because he's playing the big. So just playing faster, just playing with more energy.
When Indiana uses a center against him like they did at times with Miles Turner, what do you need Jeff to do? What should his approach be in that instance? Playing
fast, running the floor, offensively. I think spreading the screens and pick and rolls with the big, getting to our quick DHOs and on the offensive end. Defensively, did a good job of switching on to Oladipo a few times, which we wanted him to do. So we'll look at it and just, of course, 0 for 7, 0 points. We know he has to be better, so he will be.
I know you said overall you were happy defensively with the numbers and everything, but when you talk earlier in the week about trying to take away what the other team does best, do you think you did that when Victor scores 32?
I think we did. As far as in the pick and roll game, I thought he hurt us, catch and shoot, off the ball, relaxing, not being aware. So I had to go back and look at it, Jason. But what he did hurt us a couple times. We switched, put Larry and those guys. He made a couple threes, which, is going to happen. You're going to give up something. But as far as the blitz, I thought we did a good job of really, getting to him and pulling over early. Got a couple steals early, which we didn't convert on. But for the most part, defensively, we were pretty good.
Tyron Potesta with the Sports Animal 1390 in Youngstown. I know some of the guys that had never been in the playoffs before struggled early on. Was that because nerves were setting in, or was it because they weren't aggressive enough, or a little bit of both?
You have to ask him that question. But I just think, we talked about before the game, just being aggressive, I think defensively, taking charges, diving on the floor for loose balls, block shots, deflections, things like that, which leads to easy baskets, really loosens the game up for you. So early on, I don't think we did that. I thought we got a couple steals, which we didn't convert on, and that kind of hurt us offensively.
Tom Withers, AP. Ty, is this a good wake-up call maybe? I know it's been a tough year with guys coming in and out and all, but you talked about the desire and not having that urgency you need at the beginning of the game. Is this a good wake-up call for this team?
I don't know about a wake-up call, but, we talked about at the end of the game, like this is how the playoffs are. They came in, they were more physical, they were more aggressive, and usually in the playoffs, those teams win. So we just got to be more physical defensively, I think, offensively attacking the basket more, taking our shots when we have them, and then when you attack, if it's not open, they kick it out for open shots. So we'll be better next game, but you can't ease into the game.
David McMenamin, ESPN. Earlier, you mentioned the idea of owning your space, and you just said you wanted to see guys attack more. The three-point shooting, 8 for 34. Do you think that was settling? Do you think that was Indiana's defense closing out hard on you? Do you think it was missing open shots? What do you make of that?
Well, we know defensively, their principle is just stop the ball. That's what they're trained to do. So we had some good shots we didn't make. A couple probably was rushed, so I got to go back and watch that. But we're open. We got to shoot the basketball. And I thought LeBron got in a few times and kicked it out for shots, and guys didn't take shots, or they didn't put it back on the floor and drive and create a mismatch. So, an advantage. So we just got to be better. Look at the film, and I hate to play Bron to point that long, but with G Hill going out, we really didn't have another option.
Just a quick follow-up. Do you think you'll have George for Game 2?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, sir. Y'all have a good day.
Victor, before we ask about your game, can you talk a little bit about Miles Turner, what he brought to the floor tonight?
Miles did a great job on both ends of the floor. He screened at a high level, rebounded at a high level, played defense at a high level. We need him to do that all series. So he played well today. We just got to build on it.
Vic, a lot of the country, I think, just caught this team for the first time this year. What do you think they're saying about the Pacers tonight?
I have no idea, and I really don't care. I'm just focused on my team, focused on this series, taking it one game at a time. Right now, I'm focused on game 2. So we got to be ready. They're going to come out ready on both ends of the floor, but so are we.
Victor in the back, Kenny Road at WHBC. You guys won the season series 3-1, but this is a completely different Cavs team you're facing. You guys are pretty much the same. How important was it to get off to that start to maybe create that belief that what we did in the regular season we can do here too?
I think we already had that belief. I believe that we can win. We came into this game playing with a mentality that we were going to attack on both ends of the floor and been playing like we've been playing all year. And we did a great job of that. But it's like I said, it's only one game. It's only game 1, so got to get ready for game 2.
Victor Eli Moody on AP Radio. Tonight, Lance Stephenson had a lot on the floor. Can you just talk about his contributions and how big it is when he gets going like that, and especially heading into the series, game 2 and onward?
It's great for us. When he plays at a high level, it's huge for us. We just need him to continue to keep doing what he's doing and keep building on it. He contributed in every way, rebounding, passing, scoring, and when he does that, it's huge. So just got to continue to keep getting better throughout the series.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. Back in July, Dan Gilbert, the Cavs owner, said he didn't think the Pacers got enough in the Paul George deal. I just wondered, were you aware of that? Have you thought about it in recent days?
I'm aware of it.
Vic, on the defensive end, what did y'all do tonight? They weren't hitting anything from anywhere. How come?
We just try to make it tough on LeBron, give him different looks, let him see bodies, but get out the shooters as fast as possible, and get great contests. They didn't make shots that they probably normally make, so we did a great job defensively, just kind of giving them different looks everywhere. But we got to be ready for game 2, so. Got to continue to build on that defensively.
For you, this year has been such a breakout. So many steps you've kind of, you checked off along the way, All-Star game, and all the attention you're getting. I'm talking about defensively. Was today another box to check off? I mean, this is your first playoff game where you're the man.
No, it's just one game. Just one game. That's it. And it's a series for a reason. So, got to get ready for game 2. I know I might sound redundant, but it's true.
Tom Withers, Associated Press. Victor, you said you were aware of Gilbert's quote. Were you bothered by it?
No.
Did it fuel you at all?
No, I already had fuel. You can say he added fuel to the fire, I guess you can say, but that was so long ago. I mean, it came up recently, obviously, because we're playing the Cavs in the series, but I'm aware of what he said. Can't control his opinion, but all I'm focused on is myself and becoming the best Victor Oladipo possible.
Just curious, Nate, before the game, talked about how hard you worked and the one-on-one sessions with him, film sessions and such. How much has Nate helped you blossom into the player that you've become this year?
I mean, words can't really describe that. Nate's been believing me since I got traded to the Pacers. First conversation I had with Nate. He was telling me how he believed in me and how he was going to expect a lot out of me and my role was going to be different with the team and they were going to ask me to do a lot. My entire career, no one's ever done that. So it was great, man. He believed in me since day one, and I trust him and he trusts me, and just got to continue to keep getting better and blossoming in our relationship on and off the court.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. There were players in the East coming down the stretch who said they didn't want to see LeBron. He's never lost a first-round series ever. Today was the first day he's ever lost a an opening game in the playoffs. You guys seem to be out there with no fear of him or them or anything like that. And I'm just curious, what's behind that? What plays into the confidence that you guys seem to play with against him today?
I mean, we've been playing like this all year. We've been playing hard on both ends all year. It hasn't been magnified. So it's the playoffs now, and we've been doing this all year. Now everybody sees it, so it's kind of shocking to everybody, I guess you would say. But we've been playing hard. We've been playing our butts off on both ends of the floor all year. We're fully aware of LeBron. We're fully aware of his team. And we realize it's not going to be easy, but that doesn't mean we're just going to come in here and just fold. We're planning on winning. That's why we came to this series. That's why we came to play this game, is to win, not just to come here and just be okay. So that's what we're focused on, taking it one game at a time, and trying to win every game.
David Glacier from the News Herald. How important was it to get off to that 25-8 start? You ended up winning by 18, and that number kept reappearing. They would get it to 7, boom, you'd have it back up 15-18. How important was it to get off to that start and set a tone?
It was great. It was definitely very important to get off to a great start. We knew they were going to have a lot of energy, a lot of juice in their arena. We knew things were going to get a little hectic. We knew they were going to go on runs, but I think defensively we were special today, and we just got to continue to keep building on that.
Victor, Ashley Bastock, Metro Networks. You guys scored 9 points in the first quarter just off of turnovers. So how much did that help you set the tone for both ends of the floor, really?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely it fueled our offense. Our defense definitely fueled our offense, and we're really good when we do that. So we just got to continue to build on it.
Vic, your conditioning's been off the charts this year. Do you wish Game 2 was tomorrow? What about this layoff? Are you ready to lace him up tomorrow?
Sure. If the league changed their mind and said let's play tomorrow, I'll be ready. If the game was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm gonna be ready for it. So I believe my team will too. Just got to continue, like I said, these next 2 days, continue to get better. Continue to fix the things that we need to fix, learn from Game 1, apply it to Game 2, and get ready.
All good? Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you, guys.
Anyone coming to our practice tomorrow? Availability will be at 1:15 before we practice. Thank you.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. I mean, LeBron, just to start with the obvious, this is the first time you've been in this situation, down 0-1 in the first round. How do you react to that? do you feel any differently than you would after any other playoff loss?
Is it? So I've never lost a game one in the first round before in my career. No, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they came in and they dictated the tempo. They were more aggressive. They just played inspired basketball, and they just took advantage of everything that we wanted to try to do. They were more physical than us at the point of attack. They were more precise with what they wanted to do. And, we couldn't score the ball, and obviously in this league, you got to be able to score the ball. And I think defensively we were pretty good. I mean, we gave up 98 points. I mean, 80, is definitely not going to cut it. And, we're going to make some adjustments and be a lot better.
LeBron, Ron Potesta, the Sports Animal 1390. You didn't take your first shot until there was 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Was that by choice to get some other players involved, or was that courtesy of Indiana's defense?
No, it's just how the game was being played. Guys had great looks, and they just didn't go down. I mean, Kev had back-to-back threes that didn't go down. G. Hill got into the lane and missed a floater. Hood had a wide-open transition three that didn't go down. And for the most part, I was, trying to get guys and, in the right place. There was two on the ball at times. I was assisting, and, but guys just couldn't make shots to start the game. So it was just how the game was flowing.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. Ty said he had to play you more at point than he wanted to because of George. I'm just, in this series, is it better for you to be on the ball initiating, or is it better for you to be in the post?
That's something we're going to take a look at. With G. Hill having the setback that he had in the game after that, that screen, I had to take some of the responsibility, handle the ball, get us into our sets, and also still trying to be aggressive, getting guys involved. So we'll see going into the game too, what we feel the best, best counter their defense, counter their attack. I would definitely love to sit in the post a little bit more, but I did a good job of that tonight, and the Pacers did a good job of just trying to alleviate everybody else as well.
Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. In the past, you've referred to game ones as a feel-out game. Do you still feel the same way about this one, and do you think that you can pull something out of this that you can use beneficial going forward?
Well, we're gonna find out. We had some guys in their first time out there, in the playoff setting, and they definitely, like I told you guys, you always ask me, was anything you could tell the first? I said, listen, experience is the best teacher, and they got it today. So, I think everybody's going to be a lot more calm and more precise of what we want to do, going in the game too. So, it's definitely a fill-out game for sure. We see what they want to do. They're going to push the ball at any and every opportunity they got. We have to be ready for that attack.
Jeff Udell, News Herald. So, LeBron, do you think you guys need to make a lot of adjustments, or is it just shooting the ball better for the second game?
No, we don't have to make a lot of adjustments. I think, especially defensively, we were in a really good position. I think, listen, you look at Oladipo's threes. 4 of them was straight up pushes as hard as he can and then pull it, jack it in your face. And he's been making that all year. That's not a scheme. That's just a great player making a great shot. I think defensively we were in tune with the game plan, but we got to make shots. We 8 for 34 from the three-point line. We 12 for 20 from the free throw line. We got to make shots.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. LeBron, you mentioned some of the guys going through the playoffs for the first time. When they're out there and they're playing the way that they are, where does it show up most that this is their first playoffs?
I think the intensity, how much different a regular season game is compared to a postseason game, and it happens that fast. You always hear people say, in the regular season sometimes this is a playoff atmosphere type of playoff. You can't simulate that. You can't simulate that speed. You can't simulate, what's going on out there. So, today was definitely a good test for some of our younger guys, and like I said, I think they'll be, a lot better, especially in game 2, and not just, even the older guys as well. Some of the guys even with experience, including myself. I have to be a lot better as well. So everybody has to, dig deep and not lose two of them at our home floor.
David Grenham, ESPN. LeBron, when you guys fall down 19 in the first quarter in what seemed like a blink of the eye, it's hard to come back from that, obviously. But once that initial wave happened, did you see any of the younger guys or the less experienced guys make plays that made you believe that they were settling in or they were figuring out what this whole playoff is all about?
No, I think all of us settled in. I mean, that was kind of more of a wave when you go down 17. You don't want to do that. It's too hard to come back from. And then when you're able to make a run, any shot here, we cut it to 10 in the second quarter. Corey Joseph hits a huge three across from their bench. We have a turnover. They come back down, score. We don't score at the end of the half, and then we mess up on a coverage, and Miles Turner hits the three to put them up 17. So, we just have to be a little bit more, mind ready than anything. And then once your mind is into it, then put your body as well and be more physical and understand what's going on the floor.
A quick follow. What was it like going against Lance Stephenson in the playoffs again?
Listen, it's fun. He's a competitor. He don't back down from nobody, and I definitely don't as well. So, it's going to be a good series.
Steve Ashburn at NBA.com. Just to follow up regarding Lance. I mean, he is a lightning rod type of player. He helps his team. Sometimes he doesn't help his team. When you're going against him, I mean, what are you doing or thinking in terms of trying to make sure he ends up in the minus column? Can you use his emotions against him?
Well, you said it. You said it right. Lance. He was a spark tonight for him. Especially in that second quarter. Hit a three in my face. Got a dunk down the middle and one on JG. Made a couple big shots, a couple big plays, and you just try to make it tough on them, just like everybody else. At the end of the day, try to make it tough on them, and I think we did that for the majority of the part after that second quarter.
It's a long time to Wednesday. I think what it's going to sound like for the next couple of days. Are the Cavs in trouble? Is the Cavs over? I know you don't care.
And I won't hear it either. So.
But for the guys who've never done this before and been here before, do you worry about their confidence level? What the next? It's a long time to sit coming off a loss when you don't play well.
The best thing to do is just, I don't know. Don't be on social media right now. I'm not. I don't know, Jason. You know me. I'm not on social media. When I watch the games, I put some music on. I don't even listen to the commentator. Throughout the playoffs. For me, it's an opportunity. Game one, playing 44 minutes, I get to rest. I'll take the 2 days. I needed 2 days now. I didn't expect to play 44, but I get an opportunity to take the 2 days, me personally, and I hope the guys do the same thing to try to get their mind and their bodies refocused on what we need to do to win a ball game. But I've always stayed even keel with the postseason. I'm down 0-1 in the first round. I was down 3-1 in the finals. So I'm the last guy to ask about how you're going to feel the next couple of days. All right.